Om Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varadhe Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Yenakshara Samamnayam Adhigamya Maheshwarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Vagarthaviva Sampriktau Vagarthah Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Namaste everyone. Hope everyone is keeping healthy. I'm glad we're connecting through Zoom. We have no interruptions there. So we are continuing with our Vibhaktyartaha, so our meanings of the different Vibhaktis. So far we've talked about Prathama Vibhaktihi, Ditiya Vibhaktihi, and Tritiya Vibhaktihi. So just as a review, right? So Prathama Vibhaktihi, we saw the most common Karaka meaning is Kartari Prathama, right? And when we are in Karmani, so that's in Kartari Prayoga. When we're in Karmani Prayoga, we Karmani Prathama. And we also saw the non-Karaka meaning for the first case. We see Sambodhana. So when you're calling out, He Rama, He Ramo, He Rama. So first case, Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha. Then second case, we saw, so Ramam, Ramo, Raman. In that, right, the most common Karaka meaning is karma. In Kartari Prayoga, we can get Karmani Dvitiya, right? Second case in the sense of the object. And then we saw some other non-Karaka meanings, such as when connected with Prati, Antarena, etc. So last time we were talking about third case. Third case can convey the Karanam, not Karanam. I'm thinking of Vedanta class. Vedanta class, we're going to talk about Karanam, which means the cause. Here, we're talking about Karanam. So that and make a difference. It's like Swami Advayatmananda would joke that if I say, give me the mala, right? Mala. So you'll get a nice fragrant garland on your head, right? You'll get a nice, beautiful garland, like that's a mala. But if I say, give me the mala, short If I say, give me the mala means trash or garbage or waste. So then you get trash dumped on your head. So mala or mala, right? Different, just that akara difference makes a difference. It can mean getting garland or trash on your head. Similar here, karanam, instrument, not karanam, which is the cause, which we'll talk about Vedanta class. So, karanam, instrument. So it's the thing that you use to accomplish something, right? So this pen is my karanam, instrument. So third case in the sense of karanam is called karane tritiya. So Devadatta eats the rice by hand. So that hand is the instrument. So it's given in the third case there, hastena. Also, we saw that in karmani prayoga, so in passive voice, This third case can be the doer, the karta, the agent, right? So we can see the rice is eaten by Devadatta by the hand. Odanaha Devadattena hastena khadyate. So in passive voice, the doer of the action is told in the third case. So Devadattena. It's eaten by Devadatta. Okay. So does anyone have any questions on Karanam, Karta? So one thing to remember is that in Kartari Prayoga, in active voice, the Karta is denoted by the first case. In passive voice, Karmani Prayoga, the Karta is denoted by third case. Okay, so that distinction should be made there, right? Hopefully that's become clear. So, you know, right, you can send me a message below if you want me to do another third case example for karta, or I mean, for karne tritiya or kartari tritiya. Otherwise, I'll continue moving on. So you can still write that. Okay. Okay, doesn't look like there's any questions so far. The homework looked pretty good for the people who sent it to me. So moving on to the non-karaka vibhakti. So you can open your book. This is in your book. You'll find this. Let me find the page for you all. If you have the page number, you can actually just write it in the chat. That would be a little bit helpful for me. 78. So thank you. So we're on page 78. So page 78, you'll see non-karaka vibhaktis, meaning that we saw that there's 6 karakas. We saw karta karaka, karma karaka, karana karaka, and then we'll see there's 3 more. But other than the karaka of karana, there's some meanings that are outside of that. So for example, hetu, the cause. So the cause of an action, the thing that causes the action, is denoted by the third case. So it's conveyed by the third case. We call this heto tritiya. So you can repeat after me. Heto tritiya. Heto tritiya. So heto tritiya, so it's the third case in the sense of the cause. So the example given, punyena manushyatam labhate. So manushyatam means human birth. So human birth is what someone gains human birth punyena, because of punya. So that punya is the cause of labhate, of gaining that birth. So therefore it's in the third case. Okay, so a lot of Vedanta, you'll see a lot of third cases because we see a lot of logic. And so the logic, you'll see the cause of will be given in the third case, heto tritiya. Another thing to point out here is you want to make a note is that we often see the word because used as a translation of heto. So this because, right? Often when you see the word because, that because is often a translation of heto tritiya, of the third case in the sense of the cause. Because it tells you the cause. Let me see if we have an example coming later on. 1 second. No, we don't have any examples here. Okay. We'll see some examples in Upanishad, and I'll point them out when we do. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Okay, this one is a bit tricky. We do see it, but it's a little bit tricky. It's called Itham Bhute Tritiya. Okay, so you can repeat after me. Itham Bhute Tritiya. Itham Bhute Tritiya. So it's the third case in the sense of it's a indication through which something is known. It's something by which another thing is known. Ishvaraha sarvaihi rupaihi avagamyate. So Ishvaraha avagamyate. Ishvara is understood. Sarvaihi rupaihi. In the form of, so rupa means form of sarva, of everything. So what this is here, so I use the third case in the sense of that I can know Ishvara through all forms. So since I can know Ishvara through all forms, those forms can be put in the all forms can be put in the third case, Itham Bhute Tritiya, because it's an indicator. It's we call lakshana. It's something which indicates something else. It's like a symbol, something which stands for something else. That will be put in the third case. Itham Bhute Tritiya. So often, we do want to mark this here that in the form of, when we see in the form of, that's often that often is a translation of Itham Bhute Tritiya. So if I want to translate Itham Bhute Tritiya, I would say in the form of blank. Okay, so not to make light of what's happening, but right, we can say, right, coronavirus is understood in the form of fever and cough, right? So that fever and cough, we would say rogaihi. That third case we use in the sense of in the form of. So, right? So we can say coronavirusaha, right? We can say coronavirusaha rogena avagamyate. So the coronavirus is understood in the form of disease. It's on our minds, so we might as well use it as an example. Etat swarupena tishtati. The second example given here is, so tishtati remains. So etat tishtati, this remains swarupena, in its own form. This is not as much of a clear example, but it's this form. I can know this thing through its form, so therefore the form is given in third case here. Yeah, so there's a question, is both sarvaihi and rupaihi, are they both Itham Bhute Tritiya? Yeah, both of those words are Itham Bhute Tritiya. because the sarva, we're just they're both going together. So the form of everything, so we can say everything's form, they're both that's an indicator of Ishvara. So they're both Itam Bhute Tritiya. Okay, so there's a request to parse this first sentence here, right? Yeah. Or avagamyate. Oh, just the verb avagamyate. Okay. So we want to look at dhatuhu, right? And then ting pratyaya. So avagamyate is a tingandam padam. Dhatuhu is gam dhatu, but ava upasarga. So ava upasarga. So ava is the prefix, gam dhatu. And when ava is plus gam, it means to know. So even though gam means to go, when ava plus gam, it means to know or to understand. Then the ting pratyaya, this is latlakaraha karmani prayoga, right? It's we see that yakara in atmanepada. Karmani prayoga prathama purusha ekavachana. So avagamyate, so is understood. Okay, Harprasadji, you have a question there?
Yes, sir. Yes. So is that in Samanadhikarana, Sarvaihi, Upaihi?
Correct. Yeah, they're in Samanadhikarana.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, this will be a little bit more clear. So itambute, when we see it in Upanishad, I'll show you, but it doesn't come up as much for us right now in this context. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. You really want to get karana, karta, heto. Heto is pretty important, more so. And then the saha tritiya. The saha tritiya will become more clear too. It'll be a little bit more clear than itambute. Okay, so any word connected to saha governs the third case. So when I get something connected to the word saha, which means with, right, with, then I'll get the third case. So we call that saha tritiya, right? It's just a name. I don't think Panini Muni called it saha tritiya. I think we made that up to make it easier for us to remember, right? The third case when connected with saha, so we call it saha tritiya. Lakshmanena saha Ramaha gacchati. So Ramaha gacchati. Rama goes. But does Rama go by himself? No, never. He goes saha with Lakshmanena. With Lakshmana. So that Lakshmana is connected with saha, therefore it's given in third case. I mean, you can flip this too. We can say Lakshmana, we can say Ramena saha Lakshmanaha gacchati. Lakshmana goes along with Rama. But usually it's the other way. Rama goes and Lakshmana follows. It's not usually the other way. So that's why it's usually the stock example is this one given here. Okay, so we'll see some examples now. We can look at 7, 8, 9. They're all saha tritiya, right? Okay, so let's do number 9. Okay, let's do number 9. I'm going to pull up my camera and we'll do it together. Sorry, we're getting some light issues right now. Okay. So you can see what I see. So you can see while I'm having a problem. Okay, that wire is in my way. So just ignore the wire there. Can't seem to get it out of my way. So okay. So let's look at this example together. So again, the sentence that we have with us is lokaha bhogaihi saha anubhuyante. So let's write it. So lokaha bhogaihi saha anubhuyante. Okay, so the thing is, we always want to find here is our verb. Our verb is pretty clear, right? We can see here is anubhuyante. So we want to write that. Is our verb, right? So it's our tingantam. So we always want to look at the dhatu. Now here, this is why I picked this one, because this is similar to avagamyate. Dhatuhu is bu dhatu, right? 1p to b. But we also see anu. So then we can write, usually we want to write anu first, but anu upasarga. So the prefix is anu, anu plus bu. Anu plus bu means to experience. How do I know that? Because you can look it up in the dictionary. Does anybody need help looking up upasarga plus dhatu in the dictionary? What you do is you open the dhatu kosha. Dhatu kosha I've sent you. At the end of the dhatu kosha, you can find bhu, and then you'll find anubhu, which means to experience. This is something also I would just memorize. Anubhu comes very, very often. This is page 86, I'm being told, right? Anubhu comes very often. You'll see this really commonly. So I didn't look it up. You can just remember that, right? Anubhu. The ting pratyaya is, right? We know it's lat lakaraha. Anubhuyante. So what do you think it is? You see the yakara, you see the atmanepada. So it looks like karmani.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
Oh, Siri thinks I'm talking to. Okay, so anubhuyante. So karmani prayoga. And this is third one. Pratama purusha bahu, or third three, sorry. Pratama purusha bahuvachanam. Ante. So it means they all experience, right? Okay, so now we'll continue with our, so now we go, after the verb, we want to look for our 1-1. So our first case, it doesn't have to be 1-1. So here, you know, it's not going to be 1-1, but we still pick up with our first case. So first case is lokaha, right? Loka shabda, loka pratipadika rather. It's akaranta pullinga. The supratyaya, pratama vibhakti ekavachanam. So, or sorry, bahuvachanam. 1, 3. Let's just have it. Just say 1, 1, 1, 3. Okay, so notice how these go along with each other. Because this is plural, so this will be plural. This is plural, so this will be plural. They track each other. They go along with each other. Okay, so they're always going to have the same vachana. Okay, so and then what do we call it? Vibhaktyartaha. Okay, we're in karmani prayoga. What do you imagine the first case, the vibhaktyarta? So why don't you tell me in the chat, what do you imagine the first case vibhaktyarta is here? As you're doing that, I'll set up our next word. What is the vibhakti artaha? So what kind of first case is it? Yeah, okay. So we're getting some answers. Some of them are close, but not quite. Okay, a lot of people are writing karmani tritiya. This is first case. So we want to write karmani prathama, not karmani tritiya. We're in first case in the sense of object. Since it's karmani prayoga, this is the first case is going to be karmani prathama. Okay, so sorry, this translation is wrong. So the lokaha, I'm just going to keep it as is. The spheres of experience is a literal translation, but the lokas are experienced. Lokas are experienced, right? Lokas and are the object of experiencing. It's the karma, it's object. Okay, next word is saha. So then we go right to left. So saha. Saha, so this is an avyaya word, meaning that it is a noun, but that supratyaya comes and goes. Okay, so what I'm saying is the pratipadika, we'll just write saha, and we won't write a supratyaya, and we don't need to write a vibhaktyarta. It is avyaya. So we also just note here, kamani pratama to anubhuyate. Bhuyante. Okay. Let's go to the next word. So after saha, we'll look at bhogaihi. Bhogaihi or pratipadika. Bhoga. Akaranta, pullinga. Supratyaya. This is what case? This is tritiya vibhaktihi bahuvachanam. Yeah, shorter way of writing that is 3, 3. And our meaning, vibhakti arthaha, this is probably given away by what the word before it, right? It's saha tritiya two. We don't even need to write two, but we can. Yeah, we don't need to say two because it's not a karaka, so it's not really because it's not saha tritiya because it's connected to the verb. It's saha tritiya because this is connected to saha. If that makes sense. A karaka, if it's a karaka vibhakti, we always need to tell which verb it's connected to. But if it's non-karaka, then we don't need to write to what. Okay. So far we have, right, the lokas are experienced saha. Saha means with or along with. The bhogas. Bhogas could mean experience, or it could be pleasurable experiences. So we'll just say with the experiences. With the experiences / pleasures. So literally it just means, bhoga just means the experience. Oftentimes it connotes the meaning, it denotes the meaning of like pleasurable enjoyment, but so it can be either. Okay. I think Harprasad, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. Bhoga is he. For vibhakti arthaha, you wrote sahatritiya.
Yeah.
Now, can we say that it is kartari tritiya?
Okay. We can if the word saha wasn't there. Because the word saha is there, the saha needs to be connected with something here. Right? So the saha can't be really connected with anything else.
Yeah, but saha is an avyaya.
Yeah, but if we translate it, we, like you're saying, we would say the lokas are experienced by the bhogas along with what? Then we would need to supply another word.
Oh.
And we can do that, but yeah, we don't necessarily want to.
Okay.
Either way, you're right, we don't have a karta here.
Yeah, okay.
So who is this experienced by? Let's say Deva Dattena.
Yeah.
Deva Dattena.
Okay.
Then I would say the lokas are experienced by Devadatta along with the bhogas, enjoyments.
Okay.
Or the experiences.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, our time is up. So just to review, we covered the non-karaka vibhaktis for saha, or for not for saha, for tritiya vibhakti. Namely, we covered heto tritiya, so third case in the sense of the cause. Ithambute tritiya, so in the sense of it's a lakshana, something that stands for something else. And the third thing is saha tritiya, so anything connected with the word saha, along with. Okay, so Lakshmanena saha Rama gacchati. Yeah, one question. Okay, we'll take a break, and during that break, I'll take the questions. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Okay, so I'm going to still be here if you have any questions, but we'll come back at 8:11.
All right.
Neelamaji?
Okay. I have two questions. Can I ask now? Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, confusing me. First question was about the anubhuyante. That was a karmani prayoga. So for some reason, if that is a kartari prayoga, with the bhu and ava, what would that be? Anubhavate?
If it's so anubhu, if that's kartari,
Mhm.
then it'll be anubhavati.
Anubhavate. Okay.
Yeah, just like bhavati. Bhavati.
Okay. And my second question is in the number 7, Purusha Putrabhyam Saha Gramam Gachati. So for the word Putrabhyam, would you make it Karane Tritiya or Saha Tritiya?
Yeah, let me just pull that up 1 second so I can see it. Okay, so Purushaha Putrabhyam Saha Gramam Gachati. That one?
Yeah.
Okay, so Purusha Gachati. So the person goes. Goes where? Gramam.
To the village.
To the village. Putrabhyam Saha. Well, how would we translate that? Along with?
Sons.
Sons.
2 sons.
2 sons, yeah. So it's Saha Tritiya because it's the third case and the connected with Saha. So it's along with.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is Saha Tritiya.
Okay, we'll come back in a few minutes.